Hello world, this is ComputerHeat, showing a couple of games that were submitted by users, and this is one from Sandreas, who is playing under the name A Spy. He's Greek, and he is a frequent commenter on this channel and on other Shoutcast channels, and he actually came up with the name for C as his channel. And I'm just by myself today, all by my lonesome, so we'll get this one kicked off. So yes, we have our Greek player, Sandreas, A Spy, playing against SturmTigerTrafalgar, who I think is German. I know that he plays 2v2s with Love Nest, and I think that they were on the same team for the what's it called? Nations Cup. So, yes, obviously we've got Soviets versus Wehrmacht, and on Simoski. So this is a much more favorable engagement for us here than playing against U.S. And I know that there are some players who prefer playing as Wehrmacht over OKW on this map, which is kind of unusual. I don't know if there's any other map that people tend to favor. People tend to favor Wehrmacht over OKW for other than Simoski, and we saw a bit of that during the COH2.org $1,000 tourney. Saw Vindicare X and Jezelin both play as Wehrmacht on this map, and yeah, if you want to see how to play as Wehrmacht on this map, I recommend you go watch some of those replays. I cast one of those games together with Iceman Joker from RNG Arena, and the other series, Love Nest versus Jezelin, was cast on Sunday Night Fights. That was the finals. Anyway, we're just having a lot of Grenadiers out for SturmTigerTrafalgar, and a bunch of conscripts out for Sandreas, who I'm probably going to jump back and forth between calling him about 10 different things. So if you hear me say Andy, if you hear me say A Spy, if you hear me say Sandreas, it's all the same person. So we're about to have our first little engagement right here, and Sandreas has decided to go all the way around for a big left side wrap. Interesting choice. I'm not really sure why he did that. He's going to have difficulty holding on to this territory sector, which connects the munitions at the top, and he might be doing that just to deny munitions to Trafalgar, just slow down his access to getting those munitions, which is a pretty legitimate strategy. It'll slow down Trafalgar's access to the light machine guns and make the conscripts viable longer against the Grenadiers. But we see Spy is about to lose that sector to Trafalgar, and Trafalgar's also heading up to the top. But Spy will be getting a bit of income from that, and more importantly, he's denying the munitions to the German player. At the same time, Trafalgar's about to take the south munitions, and he's probably going to get the north pretty soon. Although Sandreas hops up in this house, which is a really terrible house, to be honest. It's got one window facing to the south and one window facing to the east, so he's not really going to be able to do much damage against those Grenadiers. Trafalgar's gotten himself a mortar after his third Grenadier, and is getting himself a fourth Grenadier now. So this is pretty much the build I believe that I saw, I think it was Vindicare X use, and after this he went into get himself a half-track and just slowly push forward through the center of the map. This Grenadier squad looks like they're heading up to the top to decap the fuel, and Trafalgar is connected this territory sector down here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, if we can see, he is connected to the munitions on the right. So Sandreas is going to want to get down and decap this territory sector, most likely. Extended dudes in cover fight happening in the center of the map, as often occurs on Simoski, and the German mortar takes its first shot. German mortar is really, really strong this patch. It's just so accurate. That you just leave it to auto fire somewhere where it's got vision, or where you have vision, and you'll just start racking up the kills slowly with it. Have a look around. Yeah, Andreas is doing. Or his name's also Andreas. So Sandreas is taking down the territory sector at the bottom, which is connecting Trafalgar to the munitions. Trafalgar is also taking up the top as well. And we have flamethrowers already from Trafalgar. Let's see what else he has. He hasn't teched up beyond his initial tier. And there's no... that's weird. I'm hearing conscripts yelling about being flamed, but I guess my stereo is all backwards or something. These flamers could do a lot of damage if they get close enough to actually use their weapon on these conscripts. It looks like they're going to decide to retreat rather than go for a lucky flame burst. And the number of conscripts that are shooting at them, that's a pretty good idea. And Trafalgar is really just camping up this fuel point, and I think Sandreas really needs to get that back under his control. He just built himself tier 2. And if he wants to go for any kind of quick vehicle, he's going to need to get his fuel back as soon as possible. You see, he's already upgraded healing, which is going to be important. This squad of conscripts is down very low health. And we have a fight up between the combat engineers who just popped a flamethrower, and Trafalgar sees that and immediately retreats. So that's a good move. Where that puddle came from. The Grenadier wet himself. Andreas is putting down a mine to prevent any further attacks of that sort. And looks like we got to max him out, Andreas. Click on over to Trafalgar, and we can see that he's getting himself, he's upgrading tier 1. We got a bit of counter harassment of the fuel at Sandreas taking that sector down. At the the Pioneers with the flamethrower are going to come try to put an end to that. They take a quick casualty and still haven't fired. There goes the first shot. Takes a casualty off the conscript squad. And I don't know if they're going to be able to last there a whole lot longer. They've almost finished raising the point, which would be worth it in itself. Oh, but they retreat just a moment. Too late, but not that it really matters. They bought themselves the time. And Trafalgar has moved up to take the cutoff from Sandreas. Maximum conscript, chase off the Grenadiers, and Sandreas is going to be able to retake his cutoff. Let's look over to... Oops, wrong player. Look over to Trafalgar's base, and I imagine he's going to get himself tier 2 pretty quickly. Whoa! Sandreas has just got himself double mortars? That's seems a bit overkill. I think, you know, 1 mortar is good and reasonable, but getting 2 seems a bit crazy. Ooh, nasty mine! And Trafalgar runs on back to base. And we'll see if Sandreas puts down another mine in the same spot. German mortar is off by itself in the center of the map, and was trying to pound on the cutoff, but Sandreas has gotten that back under his control. So each player's got closing in on 3 CPs, and we don't have any commander pick yet. Let's see what Trafalgar's got. Fortified armor, elite troops, and Festung armor. And Sandreas has got Lend-Lease, shock rifle frontline tactics, and guard motor coordination tactics. So all solid 1v1 commanders. Okay, interesting. Trafalgar's going for directly to tier 3, so we may see him getting out, which I think is a good pick considering how long he managed to hold Sandreas off of his fuel point. He can be pretty safe in assuming there's not going to be something like a quick T-34 coming out to roll in the center and mess up all of his grenadiers. And the light machine guns are starting to roll in for Trafalgar. He's got 1 already, and this squad in the church is about to upgrade right now. Double mortars for Sandreas. So he did actually go ahead and make both of those mortars. He's actually had a lot of manpower, apparently. He's got 4 squads of conscripts. He already upgraded healing at his base, maxed him 2 mortars, getting himself an AT gun plus the combat engineers. His double mortars, and plus the mortar from Trafalgar, just going to absolutely devastate the center of the map. I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of buildings for very long. Whoa! Mortar from Trafalgar takes a hit, and it's nearly dead. Lucky to escape with that squad still alive. Looks like, let's check, see if Sandreas is barraging. He's not, he's just auto-firing, so these grenadiers are going to need to get the hell out of this church. Oh man, they take 2 quick casualties, but looks like they're going to escape without incident. In the south, 2 squads of conscripts managed to chase off the LMG grenadier. So yeah, up close and personal is not really the best range for the LMG grens. AT gun, that's fancy. Didn't think that skins actually applied to the AT guns. Huh. Learn something new every day. But Sandreas is starting to put down some more mines elsewhere around the map. Always a good choice. He's got wow, I don't know why those conscripts ran off. They probably could have pushed that grenadier back across the river. So the grenadier's in a weakened state. He's not going to be able to do much more than harass until he gets some backup. Lots of fuel caches going up from Trafalgar. He's nearly completed this tier 3, and he's going to have enough fuel to get himself, well, an Ostwind immediately. And I wonder if he'll get that, but he's probably just going to hold out for a Panzer IV. I mean, that's the safe choice. Now it's a good thing that Sandreas got himself this flamethrower. He can start taking down these caches, but it's going a bit more slowly than he would probably like. The grenadier that was sitting down at the bottom has gotten chased off, and Andy's going to be able to take back his cutoff. Since he has these 2 mortars, one thing that would be really nice to see is a few tripwire flares. Just putting tripwire flares around areas that you expect your opponent to come up. Squads will hit those, lose one of their men, and then the mortars will just start automatically barraging them because they'll suddenly have vision. I don't really like how close together these are. And Sandreas is moving up to harass the fuel once again. A good move would be to put down some sandbags, like right here, that he can hide behind once the inevitable retaliatory strike comes. So here comes some grenadiers to try to chase him off. And I don't think he's going to get to lower the fuel. The grenadiers get their foot in the circle just in time. And quick casualty on the conscripts, plus a grenade. Sandreas attempts a dodge, but takes too much damage and is going to be forced to retreat. You see the mine went off by this territory sector, and looks like it did a couple of casualties to that grenadier squad. This other grenadier squad is taking a lot of damage on the road. 2 casualties to the conscripts, and he's forced to retreat. This pioneer squad is surely going to suffer the same fate. Hopefully Sandreas will split his squads up a little bit so they'll take less, they'll be less vulnerable to the flamethrower. Grenadier gets in the house where he's going to be able to do a lot of work on these support weapons. Too many targets to choose from. Molotovs are up for Sandreas. We may see one thrown in on this building. I'd actually kind of like to see him purposely destroy this building, maybe just attacking with the AT gun or barraging with his mortar, or even getting his flamethrower in to start burning it down. Ooh! Combat engineers are caught out a bit by the Panzer IV, and looks like they haven't rebuilt the mines that were along this road. That said, Trafalgar's probably a bit paranoid about that, considering how many mines he's already hit. You can see that he has gotten himself some minesweepers. German mortars up to Vet 1, and it, together with the P4, pound on the house that the Maxim is in, and Trafalgar is moving up the left side of the map. So Trafalgar looks like he's really planning on investing a lot in vehicles. I mean, 2 fuel caches, plus this small infantry army. He hasn't taken too many casualties, and together with the early healing, I think he'll be doing just fine for manpower. I mean, if you can make it this far and get out your first vehicle, if you have enough manpower and fuel to get out your first vehicle, then you just kind of compound your advantage after that. Getting a vehicle will usually, unless you lose it very quickly, allow you to... Oh my god, that was a nasty hit. Getting a vehicle will allow you to start getting more and more manpower saved up. AT grenade goes in, puts a damaged engine on the tank, and yeah, let's watch this fight and not hear my ruminations on saving up manpower with vehicles. Okay. So the Grenadiers are in a good spot to do a lot of damage, but I imagine we'll be seeing a Molotov thrown to get these Grenadiers out of the house. They're really low health. They could take casualties very, very quickly. Oh, German mortar does a ton of damage to this. Whoa! To this Maxim. And the Molotov also does a fair bit to the Grenadier squad. And we're probably going to see a full retreat here from Sandreas. Yes, there we go. These Grenadiers are a bit too low health to try getting into the flames. And Sandreas has got 2 squads of conscripts that are coming back out to reinforce. Grenadiers try to steal the AT gun. They are probably not going to get away if Sandreas makes a determined push for them. One man goes down, second man goes down, AT gun is cleared, and Sandreas has managed to recover that for himself, which is really important. Wow, Sandreas is floating manpower like crazy. Trafalgar is also, but I think he's probably saving up to get himself another vehicle. He can get himself another P4 immediately. Is he teched up further? No, it doesn't look like it. Bye, guy. The second P4 is in production. And Sandreas with only 1 AT gun and a few mines placed around. He's going to have a lot of difficulty dealing with that. He's going to need to get out some vehicles of his own to fight against this. To fight against these P4s. And as long as Trafalgar is able to back them away before they take too much damage from the AT guns, he's going to be just fine. So Sandreas decided to back his AT gun all the way back to base. He's now reinforcing it, rather than just moving up some conscripts to merge into it. Let's have a look in the center of the map. Ugh. So Sandreas has got his 4 conscript squads. Other than that, he really doesn't have much in terms of pushing power, and now all of the Grenadiers have got LMGs and you know, equal number of Grenadiers to the conscripts. The Grenadiers are gaining bet. They've got their heavy weapon, and they're just gonna easily outclass these conscripts. Sandreas really desperately needs to figure out how he's going to augment his army. I think it's with 2 P4s on the field, it's a little too late to try to rely on, say, shock troops, which maybe would have been good earlier on in the match. At 7 CPs, he needs to pick a commander and tech up as well. He's got almost 340 fuel, and it's time to start purchasing some tech. 2 squads of conscripts facing Grenadiers up at the top, and I don't like the Grenadiers' chances, especially if they don't stop moving so they can attack. Off they go on back to base, and Sandreas is going to be able to take back the VP into his control. Sandreas is getting himself another AT gun, and the German mortar is up to Vet 2, and is just pounding on this area. Sandreas keeps his forces around there so much that they almost can't miss. Sandreas decaps the territory sector here, once again cutting off his opponent from the munitions, and it looks like the P4s are Maybe gonna try to go for a bit of a base inspection, considering how many mines Sandreas has put down that Trafalgar's run into down here. That's a pretty ballsy move. Ballsy or foolhardy. Conscript's taking a ton of damage in the center of the map. They need to retreat. And P4s are up in the base. Gonna clear out the AT, or clear out the Maxim, and they may decide to just back away. You can see that there's no, well, actually this is a huge base sector. There could be a tier building back here. AT gun is now set up to start firing onto these tanks. Nice big chunk of damage done. And in the center of the map, Sandreas is completely pushed off. Don't think he lost any full squads there, apart from the Maxim in the base. And oh, we have a commander pick. Lend-Lease and the MCHA. So the M4C Sherman is now out. And he has enough to call in, yeah, another one. And then by the time he's able to call in that second, by the time the cooldown for the second tank is done, Sandreas will be able to call in a third, Sherman. At the same time, Trafalgar's got enough. Trafalgar has enough fuel and manpower saved up that he can get whatever he wants out of his tier 3, and he might even consider teching up to tier 4 to get himself a, say, a Panzerwerfer. That said, his mortar's been doing a great job, and it might even be a bit redundant. Rifle grenade could do huge damage, clears the conscript squad, and the grenadiers retreat before they take any casualties. 2 grenadier squads are coming in for the top, so they'll probably able to scare off this conscript squad before they can raise this territory sector and reconnect the munitions. Oh no, they're getting hung up on dead bodies. Come on, guys, you gotta run. Leave them behind. They're already dead. Alright. Conscripts do manage to escape, and Trafalgar is going to take down the right VP and get the triple cap in on Sandreas. Teller mine going down for Trafalgar, and I don't know that Sandreas is going to be getting himself any more combat engineers. This commander does give you the conscript repair kit, but so that'll be useful for keeping his Shermans in a good state of repairs. Rifle grenade goes in, and oh man, if Andy hadn't moved that squad, it probably actually wouldn't have gotten killed. They were spread out kind of nicely on the wall, but that's nasty. Shermans need to move up. P4s are coming in on the base, and this is a pretty bad positioning of these Zis guns. Oh, one P4 does go out of control, so that makes it worthwhile. And double Shermans are coming up. This P4 is in deep, deep trouble. Oh man, you need to run. He doesn't have Vet 1, so he can't use Blitzkrieg. He's a fair bit off from it. If these Shermans pursue, they're certainly going to kill it. I don't think there are even enough Grenadiers around to slow down both of the tanks. Oh, what? Somehow the P4 uses its phase shield armor. But, oh man, ignore the Grenadiers. Push, go for the tank. These Shermans need to keep pushing. Whoa, there are now 3 of them, and if they pursue this P4, that thing is dead for sure. Trafalgar, floating lots and lots of fuel and manpower, still hasn't purchased anything more for himself, and hasn't picked a commander yet either. And we may be seeing a base rush from Sandreas, and there isn't even tier 2 up to produce a pack. Oh man, if Sandreas pushes right now, he could end the game. Trafalgar is saved up to get himself an elephant, so he's picked Jaeger armor, and the Shermans are charging the base. The elephant has arrived. This is going to be an interesting encounter. If the Grenadiers are all lined up properly, they'll be able to put in damage engines onto these Shermans, and they will go down for sure. Damage engine on one of them. It's going to need to start backing away. The elephant has arrived. Let's see if we can put on the fog of war. It has vision. Oh man, these Shermans are in trouble. Elephant is slowly moving up towards the center of the map, but at the same time, Sandreas is inflicting terrible infantry casualties onto his opponent. This Sherman needs to start moving forward and try to get around the back of this elephant. Just splitting these forces up is crucial right now. Big hit from the elephant goes in on one of them, and oh no, Sandreas is trying to pull back. Oh, he's doomed for sure if he does that. One of these Shermans will manage to escape. The other one, I think it's a bit too slow to do that. This is one of these situations where he just needed to push forward. Pulling back is going to mean certain death. At the same time, Sandreas is taking the opportunity to come up and recapture the map for himself, and you gotta be kidding me. This Sherman just... this Sherman is has about the same speed as the elephant does. The elephant needs to stop and try to locate this Sherman and start shooting. Can they see each other? Let's switch over. Yes, the Sherman is visible to the elephant, and I think it is going to get destroyed now. Back away, little buddy! Nope, down you go. That will turn the fog of war off again. Whoa! Plane gets shot down and crashes off map. So it looks like we're going to have some flamers versus flamers up here, and that was a... I have no idea if Sandreas was saving up his fuel the whole time in order to do that, but he was quite on... I thought he was a bit on the ropes there with Trafalgar building up his army like that. Oh. Maxim takes a ton of damage, and... oh, he's going to have to retreat, and we'll probably get killed here as he does. Mortar gets a nice hit onto the Grenadiers, forcing them to retreat too, so the Maxim is going to be able to escape safely. Oh, that's a lot of fire. And the Pioneers are chased off. The Trafalgar's P4 still hasn't been fixed up yet. He needs to get one of his conscripts back there to do that. He's called himself in another squad, so I didn't see where the other sweeper Pios got killed. And Sandreas is smartly mining up the center of the map. We can see he began laying a mine down here, but hasn't completed it. He'll either want to cancel that to get his munitions back, or send something over to fix it up. So, Elephant is out. He's not using the forward vision, which, if he did that, he may be able to get sight on this mine as it goes down. LMG Grens are going to easily be able to chase off these conscripts. And I'm having myself some coffee. Oh man, run conscripts, run! They throw a Molotov. That was a nice prediction. I was probably expecting the Grenadiers to try to hop over the fence there, but they moved down to the south, and now they'll be taking the VP back for themselves. 2 squads of conscripts, bit unnecessary after the point is already capped. And Andreas needs to get this AT gun back under his control. I mean, it's probably pretty safe there from getting stolen. Woo! Sherman dodges a shot on its rear armor from the Elephant. The Elephant is very slowly rotating around to start moving up. And the Sherman really needs to go before these Grenadiers can fire a Panzerfaust. They do get one off, and if the Sherman is quick about it, he may be able to retreat, but it looks like he is going to get caught by the Elephant and the P4, and that will be the end of the final of the 3rd Sherman. Ooh, does manage to do quite a bit of damage to the... oh no! Oh no! That's not good. Flamethrower drop by the Combat Engineer Squad, and Sandreas' army is rather depleted all of a sudden. He still has his conscripts, but they're not very strong at the moment. He's gonna, I think, mostly be using them to throw AT grenades and recruit team weapons at this point. Speaking of team weapons, he needs to get these moved up out of his base. These Grenadiers are quite weak, and yes, they get chased off immediately, so it's good of Trafalgar to pull them back before they take any more unnecessary casualties. P4 is getting fixed up, and it will easily be able to chase away these conscripts, even if he should not throw an AT grenade. He should just retreat immediately, and whoa, command tank! Cool. Oh. These conscripts need to spread out, or they're very vulnerable to the command tank. I do like the choice of the command tank. It'll be very useful at taking on the infantry. I mean, he's got plenty of AT in the form of this, I guess, I guess Trafalgar knew there was a mine there. Of course. Of course he knew there was a minesweeper there, but he didn't spot that one apparently. Wow, that mine actually gave damage engines to both of these tanks, so those be getting fixed up for a while. And it looks like, I guess that was a mine up there at the top. Yeah, these tanks are both gonna need to be fixed up. And Spy coming back out onto the map. If he can get his AT guns into a good position, I think he'll be okay. Maxim takes a shot. I guess these Grenadiers were just out of the line of sight. And now would be a decent time for him to push up with his infantry and support weapons onto these damage engine tanks. They're both nearly fixed up, however. And the P4 and the command tank both have their... now they both have their engines back. The aura from the command tank, I'm pretty sure that gives a... like a minus 20% received damage bonus or something like that. It only applies in friendly territory, which makes it a little less useful than it could be. Trafalgar spots that mine and uses probably attack move to try to destroy this. Both AT guns are up, sitting right next to each other, and big hits on the command tank. And now the command tank is going to need to get back in friendly territory, so it's going to get finished off so easily. Oh, what was that? That had to be the German mortar that got that huge hit right there. See if the mortar got decrewed at some point. I didn't see when, because it was up to Vet 2 before. And the German tanks are retreating back to the safety of their own lines. God, that gun looks so pathetic and stubby. Pretty strong against infantry, though. And during this fighting, Sandreas managed to take back 2 VPs into his control. God, the German mortar is just doing filthy work. Yeah, these 2 mortars sitting on top of each other is pretty dangerous. Oh, that was a precision strike. You can tell from the different sound that it produced. And now the AT guns have moved up, and the conscripts need to start moving up as well. Where are the rest of the conscripts? You see one squad's down in the south of the map, and the other squad is in the base. But if these conscripts were up and available, they could start throwing AT grenades, get the damage engines on these tanks, and with Trafalgar's infantry back in his base for the most part, he wouldn't be able to do a whole lot to stop his opponent. I mean, if only he had vision right here. Sherman's going to need to do some fancy maneuvering to stay out of the line of sight of that elephant. Again, okay, so now Sandreas is beginning to move his infantry out, and same for Trafalgar. These 2 squads down here have just been sitting idle for quite a long time. For players who are looking to improve their awareness of when their units are idle or not, one thing that can help quite a lot is to get in the habit of using the tactical map more and more. So, I mean, myself, I have it bound to a use auto hotkey to bind it to a different key. Numpad 0 is not exactly the most useful and friendly. Oh, this is the Grenadier squad with the flamethrower. They take a bunch of damage from a mortar landing nearby, and these conscripts are going to kill them if they don't retreat right now. Off they go, and they have to retreat through most of the army from Sandreas, and they could even go down to this... oh, they dropped their flamethrower. That's pretty nasty. Maxim got killed, probably got out-and-out destroyed. Yeah, and now the elephant rolls forward right into these AT guns, and I bet we're going to see some rifle grenades get fired onto these ZIS guns. They need to start pulling back. Taking a bunch of damage. Ooh, the mortars are doing a fair bit as well. Barrage fire onto the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers smartly move forward to avoid it. And the conscripts are coming up to provide relief as well. Oh, one Grenadier squad goes down. AT gun is cleared. And flanking tanks are coming in from the south. The damaged engine Sherman is going to be able to participate quite effectively in this fight as long as the elephant is held back. AT guns are firing as well. Elephant is coming up to try to contribute to the fight. Looks like it missed. P4 is killed, and the AT gun needs to rotate. Let's get these. Come on, hoorah! Throw an AT grenade. Panzer command tank is backing away, and the elephant is taking lots of fire onto its frontal armor. The flame replios are doing a fair bit of damage themselves, and they're going to force the AT guns back. New P4s in production, and man, Trafalgar lost a lot of infantry during that engagement. You see, Andy's nearly got enough to call himself in another Sherman, and he's got lots and lots and lots of manpower floating. Conscripts did quite a good job during that last engagement, and we actually have Tier 4 coming up from Trafalgar, so he may be taking the advice that I was telegraphing back to him earlier, and will get himself a Panzerwerfer. Panzerwerfer. How was that? I wish Love Nest were here again to correct my German pronunciation. See, Andy is running. Oh, I thought those were double flamer combat engineers. So this gun is running all the way back, as is this one, to get healed up and reinforce. Not really necessary. They didn't take that much damage, and also one thing to note: the guns are in tip-top shape, so they're not really at risk of being destroyed. Conscripts in the south get Bet 3. They need to retreat, though, or they're gonna get killed by these grenadiers. They still might get cut down as they retreat. They're gonna need to get really lucky. Fight in the center as the Sherman takes another damaged engine. And where's the elephant? All the way back, nearly fixed up. It's gonna slowly lumber into the center, and we'll see if Andy starts using. Sandreas starts using. Conscript repair kit. Yep. See, they all whip out the glow torches that they carry in those little rucksacks, and the engine's going to be back in no time at all. Conscripts, do not throw an AT grenade. Probably a smart move, unless he's worried about getting killed on retreat. Captures that territory sector, and I think it's time to run, guys. Looks like this Sherman did get hit by the elephant and knocks off a ton of its health. You see the elephant's using focus sight now, and Trafalgar taking back the center VP. He's actually drained quite a lot of victory points, and both players are fairly even. Trafalgar's got a not insignificant lead, and Tier 4's up. Click, 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 click. And once again, we got to fight up. Okay, the AT guns are moving up. Sandreas really shouldn't keep them quite so close together. Instead, he's trying to hit the elephant for the most part, and the elephant's pretty terrible at killing infantry, so he doesn't have to worry a whole lot about that. The mortar seems to have been cleared, so he doesn't have to worry about a barrage from the German mortar clearing him out too quickly. Oh, Sherman takes a huge hit. Need to back away behind some cover, and it's too bad he doesn't have another one available to come flank around from the top. The command tank is pretty lousy against armor. Its gun is great against infantry, but does very, very little, has very, very low penetration, so it's pretty lousy at fighting off other tanks. The Sherman could probably come around from the back and start blocking. Wow, Trafalgar is just going all out and trying to hard counter everything. He's getting himself a broom bear. I still think that the Panzerwerfer would be a better choice to quickly kill these AT guns. You know, just roll the thing up here, fire a quick barrage, and then back away behind the safety of the elephant. Another thing Trafalgar could do, a favor he could do himself, would be to lay down a couple of teller mines in case Sandreas ever does get up a mine to start doing some flanking attacks. Another thing to say about Sandreas, he's still floating a lot of manpower. A fuel cache would be not a bad choice. Munitions cache also could be okay, and I don't think getting the M5. Well, you know, the M5 actually can be quite useful to keep your for forward reinforcement and The flak is good too. Oh man, Grenadiers die, dropping their MG42, and this damaged engine elephant is in for a world of hurt. Wow, double frontal deflections. And try to back away to safety. Brumbear has arrived. If it can get into the right position, it could fire on these AT guns, but it's a pretty delicate tank. And he's gonna, looks like he's gonna try to envelop the elephant. If he can get around it, just needs to keep moving, get around the back of this thing. But here comes Grenadier Squad. They'll probably throw on a Panzerfaust. Be smart to put it on this tank. Whoa, big hit from the Brumbear actually. And the Shermans have all managed to flank around behind the elephant. They're doing terrible damage to it. It's up to Vet 2. Brumbear is nearly dead after getting only one kill. Brumbear is destroyed. Honestly, the Brumbear is pretty redundant when you've already got yourself a... oh, I just heard a plane go down. Haha. Brumbear is pretty redundant when you've already got yourself a command tank. Man, Trafalgar's army is severely depleted right now. I really think that Brumbear was a bad choice. Not exactly what he needed at that moment. Another P4 would have been useful, if not particularly flashy. Just because, as we saw there, the Shermans were able to just drive around the back nearly without fear of the elephant, and yeah, or the tanks that were supporting it. So this is a pretty fearsome squad right here. LMG on the Vet 2 conscript squad. They'll be quickly going up to Vet 3, but facing off against, I think this is actually a double, yeah, this is the double LMG Grenadier squad, so Molotov out, and these conscripts need to retreat. You don't want to lose them. They're going to probably prove valuable as the game progresses. New Sherman is out, and Sandreas is capping up the top of the map. Looks like he managed to scare off those pioneers, and Trafalgar is trying to move up into the center. This Sherman could make short work of that attack. And Trafalgar, I think he's paying that last engagement, he's kind of paying the price of not having a pack, not having tier 2. Okay, those pioneers do manage to retreat before they get killed by the Vet 3 conscripts. I said these grenadiers are quite a potent force, and they're easily going to chase off the conscripts. Conscripts racing for the house, but they decide to politely wait as the grenadiers get inside, and Molotov thrown already. Grenadiers jump out, and man, these conscripts just need to retreat. Sherman would be good to get that in the fight. It's just sitting idle in the center of the map. Once again, it's a good place to have your tactical map available to just click on the Sherman, right click down here. You can even give like attack move orders from there. Sandreas is about to get the top of the top VP capped as Trafalgar's Grenadiers decide to clump up just outside the capping circle, and off they go. New elephant is available, and okay, yeah, why not? I hope that Trafalgar will, if he's gonna have this elephant, he may also want to get himself a pack. The Panzerwerfer could be useful, but he needs something to stop flanking attacks. This is quite a good map for flanking, with the several routes that you can take out of your base. And I think at the moment Sandreas has quite a strong advantage over his opponent. The elephant is a huge investment, and said without tier 2, just anything out of tier 1 would have been, or anything out of tier 3 would have been a bit weak. Teller mines going down. gigantic tank and pretty much useless against this infantry. Oh! Casualty taken on the Grenadier squad. Oh no, they're getting hung up on a body, but it looks like they are going to retreat. And I would like to see Trafalgar take back his mortar. It was doing so much good throughout the match. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten it back yet. These conscripts need to start retreating. There's way too much stuff coming towards them. Hope I didn't just rub my hand too much on the microphone. I was having another sip of coffee. Alright. Now I like the chances of the conscripts against the grenadiers. This squad is just slightly out of range to start attacking, it looks like. But they can move up. Where are the AT guns? If the AT guns start moving up and this elephant gets a damaged engine, it can be going down very quickly. Trafalgar's only got 70 fuel right now, so I don't really think there's anything he can get himself out of his tier buildings. Still no tier 2, and you can see the importance of having that. Once again, I think the half-track could have been useful in this match. Looks like there was a demo charge that got blown up by Sandreas' fuel. Totally missed that. And Sandreas still floating huge amounts of fuel, or huge amounts of manpower. Like I said before, some caches would have been a really good pick. He could have just kept the onslaught of Shermans coming with that. See how these grenadiers face against the conscripts. Not too well, though they do shoot a grenade, but Sandreas smartly moves forward to avoid that and doesn't take any damage. Bye bye, pioneers. Anti-tank mine set to go. Oh man, love the animations in this game. I just heard some mines get laid down. Okay, now there's an Ostwind from Trafalgar, which, I think maybe the command tank would be a better choice. The Ostwind's really good against infantry, but honestly, so is the command tank, and the command tank provides that very nice aura. Trafalgar still needs himself. I think he just needs himself another turreted tank that can fight with the Shermans. So in that sense, he'd be better off canceling this Ostwind right now and getting himself a T4. Too late. He's only got one VP under his control, and the clock is ticking down. I don't know that he's going to have enough time to afford himself he's going to have enough time to afford himself another P4 unless... Okay, so he has lowered this VP. If he can hold the line as it is right now, be okay. Let's look down here. Flamer combat engineers will probably get killed by these grenadiers as they retreat. And if these grenadiers push forward just a little bit, they're going to spot both of these AT guns. That said, they're both defended by a couple of, once again, nice grenade dodge. They're both defended by these Shermans. Close range, Ostwind chases off. Oh, those are teller mines. You might actually get tripped here by the main gun of the Ostwind. Yeah. Normally you don't want to throw an AT grenade if you're just going to retreat out of a fight, but whoa. When it's something like an Ostwind chasing after you, this is a nice move, move destroying the weapons. But if there's something like an Ostwind which can easily kill you on retreat, sometimes you just need to throw the AT grenade to ensure that your squad gets away safely. Tank's getting fixed up, and there are actually quite a lot of teller mines available, and there's no way that Sandreas is going to know about them unless he saw them getting put down. There's a teller mine up here. There's also a teller mine between... It's extremely hard to see, but there's a teller mine between the church and the house down Jean. Sandreas could get himself another squad of combat engineers just to get some minesweepers on them, but he hasn't hit a mine, so I doubt that he even suspects that there are any around. Another Maxim might actually be useful at this point. And he could even recrew the weapons that are laying around the center, although I don't know that the mortar is going to be the really what he needs right now. Oh, damn, that AT gun is not lasting long. Ooh, so getting good on Trafalgar to attack, move, destroy these AT guns once they've been cleared out. There it goes, destroyed once again. So we have an MG42 in production from Trafalgar. And actually, one thing that could be cool to see is the heavy machine gun, the Dushka, from Sandreas. Just for holding off these grenadiers. AT gun is exactly where it wants to be right now. I'd really like to see an AT grenade thrown on this Ostwind. There we go, AT grenade as the, ooh, rifle grenade does a fair bit of damage. And why isn't the AT gun shooting? I guess it doesn't have line of sight anymore. Sandreas should start pushing up with his conscripts, and here comes a move that could end the game. So, Tiller Mine goes off underneath this Sherman. It might just need to pull back, and Sandreas can, he's got the VP lead, he doesn't need to attack right now. The elephant is pushed back, but this Sherman is in danger if it stays where it is. Elephant can just, I don't know if it has line of sight, but he can use attack ground to shoot through this destroyed building. They'll probably collide with the carcass of the old elephant. And as soon as the elephant has vision, it's going to be able to hit and kill this Sherman. He's not using forward sight. He probably wants to be able to back out if he really needs to, and a flood of infantry are coming in from Sandreas. I don't know if he's going to try to push up on here. Catches the machine gun on the hop, so it's just dancing around this, I don't know where the hell it's going. Molotov thrown, and instantly the machine gun is cleared. Sandreas should probably just ignore that Ostwind with his infantry. Be a good time for barrage actually, but Sandreas doesn't have enough munitions to do so. AT gun is in the center of the map. Sherman should really come up here to finish off the Ostwind, and that's exactly what's happening. Taking a rather circuitous route to get there, but Ostwind dies, and Trafalgar, I mean, he managed to buy himself some time, so he's got enough fuel to get himself P4 if he wants, but he is very much under the gun at this point. The damaged Sherman gets destroyed. Are these guys shooting at AT or a Panzerfaust? Doesn't look like it, so the Sherman's going to be able to kite them all the way on back to the base. Other Grenadier squad's taking down the fuel. Oh, Grenadier's in trouble. Grenadier's in big trouble. Friendly fire from the Sherman. Engineers finally remember to start using their flamethrower, but I think those Grenadiers are going to get away without incident. The Sherman wasn't quick enough in moving on back to base, and I think the elephant might actually manage to catch it. It's actually pretty close to this Teller mine, so maybe getting that damaged engine was nearly inevitable. VP's actually closer than I thought. I didn't realize that Sandreas had managed to train his point down so much. Oh no! Sherman, don't go farther forward. There's a Teller mine right here. Elephant starts backing off. Okay. And these Grenadiers are, I don't know, maybe they're looking for the Sherman? I'm not sure what. New Sherman is out. Again, this boy's got so much manpower. I'd love to see him spend it on something. Anything, really. Caches, more conscripts, more combat engineers, a Maxim, a couple of Maxims, heavy machine gun. Said he's been playing pretty well with the army that he has, but when you've got this many resources, you should just use them to compound your advantage. You know, a Maxim or two in here would make this infantry so much less dangerous to him. Oh, huge hit on the Sherman, knocks off half of its health. And looks like Sandreas is going to try to make a flanking attack on this elephant. One Sherman goes out of control, the other one gets a damaged engine as it runs over the teller mine. These Grenadiers are probably going to be able to fire a Panzerfaust onto the remaining Sherman, but they don't, which is going to give this Sherman an opportunity to come up behind. There's a Panther that's just come onto the map, and oh, I don't like the chances of this Sherman. Rear armor hit on the elephant. Flood of conscripts coming up from the center. Maybe they'll just be able to AT grenade this thing to death. Panther has arrived. If Sandreas can chase off these, he does manage to chase off the infantry, so now he can safely crew the AT gun. Elephant is on the run. Conscripts charging up towards the Panther. If they can get a damaged engine on it, it's gonna go down for sure. Big frontal penetration. Looked like from the Sherman. AT grenade being thrown, bounces on the frontal armor. And both of these tanks are so badly damaged that I think that's actually going to be a decisive enough blow right there. Sandreas will be able to take back both of the VPs for himself. Yeah, here are the only remaining squad of Pioneers. These very badly damaged tanks have to hide up at the top of the map, and Sandreas should be able to get the VPs back under his control and put the drain back on his opponent. If he does that, I don't really see Trafalgar having much of a chance. Looks like he's spending his time repairing his tanks, which is a nice use. Whoa! Plane's crashing? Well, it seemed to come down in slow motion. Elephant crawling back up to the middle of the map. Puts a destroyed engine on this Sherman. And AT gun needs to fire just one more time. Oh, Elephant reveals its position by firing, and holy crap, what killed all of those? I have no idea what killed all of these units. I guess it was an AT grenade, or a rifle grenade probably. Let's see if one of these is on cooldown. Yeah, rifle grenade from Trafalgar with a ton of infantry. And we can see that the bottom VP has been scouted out. Come on, please, Sandreas, send a squad over there to capture that point. Trafalgar's down to only 42 VPs. He desperately needs... Sandreas to make a mistake. And I think he is making a mistake right now by not focusing the VPs. Trafalgar remembers that he has smoke he could have made more use of earlier. And looks like Sandreas is using attack ground to try to shoot through the smoke to kill the command tank. Lucky shot from the Zis gun kills one of the Grenadiers. And the command tank is in big trouble as the Sherman moves up on it. You can see that Sandreas is taking down, or is raising the bottom VP. Panther charging up to try to rescue the command tank. And I'm surprised this command tank is doing as well as it is. Wow, half track is out from Sandreas, so he's not gonna be able to upgrade the anti-air package because he doesn't have tier 3 or tier 4 built, but that will help him with harassing the VPs. And these guards don't have PTRS rifles, so they're totally useless for anti-tank. But they've got submachine guns, so they'll be good at dealing the damage up close. And perhaps more importantly, the M5 lets him do a little bit of infield reinforcing. Trafalgar down to 30 VPs and dropping. And Trafalgar needs to make a move for the central VP. Really would like to see a machine gun or something from Sandreas just to cover this VP and make it a little bit harder for his infantry. Wow, looks like this M5 is being used to do nothing else but to transport these guards up at the top of the map. Panther's desperately trying to squish them, but there's too many. He's not going to be able to squish them fast enough, and the Panther is not upgraded with a machine gun. It's not even trying to upgrade it with the machine gun, and looks like the triple cap will probably go in. Oh, Central VP. Oh, Grenadiers failed to lower the middle VP. There are only seconds left in this game for Trafalgar. And at this point, yeah, it's not possible for him to stop the VP drain fast enough. And that's going to be the end of the game. Panther was out of control. So that's that. Thank you, Andy, Sandreas, a spy, player from Greece, for sending in this replay. That was pretty fun to watch. I liked seeing all the crazy stuff that Trafalgar was pulling out of his hat. Still, no tier 2. I mean, it's hard to survive as Wehrmacht if you don't have tier 2. And yeah, I'll have a look at the time and see if I've got another replay in me. In any case, there's going to be a little bit more music, and yeah, I'll be back momentarily.